Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and today we are looking at the Pz.Bfw.VI. That German pronunciation could use some work, I know. Sorry, Germany. Anyway, I said I was going to buy this thing when I did my video yesterday, and here it is. I got it at half price, 3,045 eagles, which I think was a steal personally. I've been on about getting this thing for a while, and I've finally gotten around to doing it, because it is not as unique as the Henschel Tiger, but the Porsche Tiger is quite renowned for being the other design proposed for Germany's heavy tank. Henschel obviously won, and with their boxy hull, Henschel won that argument because a little bit of history. The only bit of history I know. The transmission for this thing was electric, and it had a horrible tendency to burst into flames and not work properly. So this project was scrapped, although the hull was used for the Ferdinand tank destroyer. Although they just swapped the hull around basically, so the engine was then became at the front where the turret would be. Yeah, so let's look at the stat card and get started, shall we? Same 88mm KWK-36 gun that you get on the Tiger 1 and the Tiger E, and same 7.92 MG34 in the coax. Turret rotation speed of 5.5 seconds with a vertical guidance of -8 degrees of gun depression, 16 degrees of elevation, and a reload rate of 8.6 seconds on my current crew level. Hull armor, turret armor, armor penetration and distances we'll go into in a minute. The tank weighs exactly 60 tons with a 530 horsepower engine, giving it a max speed of 31 kilometers an hour, which it will do on roads. Maximum inclination of 37 degrees. And the efficiency for this thing is reward 356% for XP and 280% for Lions. I apologise if you can hear that scratching noise in the background, that's my cat, just ignore her. So, modifications. Everything you get as standard, because it's premium, obviously. Panzergranate 39 is a standard shell, 162mm of penetration on a 90-degree angle, 72mm at a 30-degree angle at 100 meters, going out to 116mm at 2,000 and 51 at 2,000 respectively. Panzergranate 40 APCR shells, 219mm of pen at 100 meters at 90 degree, 143 at 2,000, and for 30 degrees we've got 50 degrees of penetration at 100 and 33 at 2,000. Heat shell is near enough useless at this battle rating. I would not recommend using it, and HE unless you're planning on firing at soft skin targets like AA vehicles or APCs or anything like that. Don't bother. Waste of time. So let's have a look at the armor. As I said, this is think of it as the same hull as the Ferdinand, although this came first. So 102mm of armor there, but this is on the upper front plate and the upper part of the lower plate, although this is spaced, as you can see. That's 102mm, that's 102mm, giving it 204mm of thickness respectively on this plate, with the weak spot being the machine gun port, assuming of course you can hit that small of a target. Especially at long range, that's not going to happen. Lower plate is 82mm thick, but 146mm thick at this angle, roughly straight on 131mm. These side plates here are the weak spots, as they are on the Ferdinand, although this basically means that you can't angle this tank, unlike the Tiger 1, which only has half the armor this does at the front, but you can angle it because it's a box shape. It's just diamond position it, nothing can penetrate you on the front plate anyway. So long as you play it right, you'll do really well. If people don't know the weak spots on this thing, they won't kill you from the front, so long as you angle your turret so they don't penetrate the front of it, because it's only 120mm thick, and everything can go through 120mm thick at this battle rating. But everybody knows this weak spot by now. The game's been out for long enough that everybody knows the Ferdinand and its weak spots, which is why it isn't as competitive as it used to be, and also due to the addition of the British with their Sabo shells on the 16-pounder guns. Side of the tank, 82 on the side of the turret, 82 on the side of the hull, with the weak spot of course as well. Road wheels act as 20mm of armour, 62 on the lower half of the hull, and at the rear 82mm of flat slab armour on the ass of the tank, along with 82mm on the back of the turret, with 30mm with the boxes at the back. These are modelled as penetrable boxes. So the interior, 3 crew in the turret, 2 crew in the front. One's the machine gunner, obviously, but he's just there to take damage really, because he doesn't do anything useful. So the ammo is loaded in the sides of the hull and in the bottom down there. Of course, you can remove more shells, which will take some of these shells out of the side racks, but if anything gets around the side of you, you're dead anyway. The turret rotation speed is too slow for you to be able to track them. Here's the engine, which funnily enough looks like 2 engines bolted together, which I think is exactly what that is. Fuel tanks, radiator, and another fuel tank, and the transmission in the rear, which is unusual for German tanks because the transmission is usually in the front, but not with this one. So you don't have anything to soak up the shells. If anything penetrates your lower plate, it's going to kill these two at a minimum. Well, that's pretty much it for the overlook of this tank. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this garage section, so let's get into the gameplay footage, shall we? Okay, so the first clip that we have is on the... I've forgotten the name, but Advance to the Rhine, is it? Yeah. I think I know it as the Cologne map, because it is set in Cologne, but it's called Advance to the Rhine in this game for some reason. Anyway, we are pushing up towards where the A cap would normally be, if this was a... Well, yeah, the A cap, because it is a triple cap game, duh. This thing is reasonably mobile. It's not as mobile as the Tiger, as you will notice, and due to the hull being swapped around, it basically goes as fast in reverse as it does going forward, and if anything, it accelerates faster in reverse. So this is something to bear in mind. Those of you who have driven the Ferdinand will know that the thing does move quite well forward, but not so well backward. It's kind of the opposite story with this thing. It doesn't move very well going forward, but it does reverse at quite a quick rate, which we'll notice in this video clip. First target up, looks like an IS-1. I can't get a shot on him, but there's a T-92 coming around the corner, so I'll punch a hole through the front of his turret. Thank you for the excuse me, explosive shell there, taking out some of his crew. You noticed I bounced a shot there, because my turret was angled, as was my hull. Can't quite get a shot at him, so I'm going to move up slightly, keep the hull reasonably angled, but not so much just to flatten out my side plates and reveal my weak spot. Second shot doesn't really do much damage apart from to his periscope. You notice what I'm doing here is I'm covering up my right hand weak spot around this memorial so that they can't penetrate it as it's flattened out, but they can't penetrate the one on their right because it's at too extreme of an angle. T-34-100. Yeah, not really a match for my gun. Not at that angle at least. T-92 is on the move again. Try and take a snapshot, but I balls that up quite badly. Follow him around the rock, but somebody else takes him out for me. But at the very least I'm not getting shot at anymore, so that's a bonus. So we'll keep moving up. Ooh, sorry Tiger, my bad. So would I recommend this tank then, from what I've told you in the hangar and from what you've seen so far? As always, I say this with every premium vehicle review that I do, it's not my place to tell you where to spend your money. I can only give you as much information as is available to me and allow you to make up your own choice. But bearing in mind that the armour is stronger but with more severe weak spots than you get on the Tiger, it sort of balances it out, as well as the immobility of this thing. I'm going flat out now, 31 kilometers an hour. Of course this is on paved roads. It's a little bit different if you're driving on sand or snow or dirt. Take another bounce. Heavy tanks are supposed to take as much damage as they are dealing it. This is where you get the majority of your spawn points from, and in this regard this thing is quite useful and quite good at doing it. And surprisingly good, as we'll see now, at firing on the move. Although I don't recommend you doing this too much, of course. but that time I got lucky. So, editing red, if you'd be so kind as to throwing a screen wipe because I'm about to get taken out, we'll move on to the second clip. Okay, so for this map we're on Eastern Europe, sorry. I do get taken out as well in this game mode. I get taken out in both of them in the game clips that I have, but that's purely because I'm being more aggressive than I probably should. But these are the first 2 games I ever played in this tank, by the way. First vehicle coming around the corner in front of me, that is a T-34. He spots me at the last minute. I fire, rush my shot, bounce off his side armour. He's pummeling me with machine guns. Whatever is around that corner is pummeling me as well. So I back my ass against the corner, lower my gun down, fire through the turret ring, and take out the T-34. Second vehicle continues to pummel me. I can't see him through the bushes. Back up a little bit more, and he's disappeared back around the corner. Quite wise, considering that that's an M18, so it doesn't have a particularly good amount of armour. Not compared to me, anyway. So we'll continue to push up. See if we can find where that scurrying little sod went. Doesn't seem to be around the corner, but he fires, hits what looks to be the track guard on my tank, missing the weak spot just, which is lucky because I could have died then. That thing is more than capable of penetrating me from the sides, so I'm taking a great amount of care to watch my corners. Though I'm assuming he's backed around the left hand corner, I keep an eye out on the right hand side anyway. Tiger coming up from the rear, which is good news, because if the M18 comes around behind me, the Tiger is the first thing it'll spot. May seem a tad callous to use my teammate there as basically a meat shield, but hey, he's behind me, so I might as well use him to my own advantage. Ah, there's a little bastard. Damn it, he must have noticed me. Right, round the corner we go. Snapshot. That was lucky. Even I'll admit that was an incredibly dirty shot. That shouldn't have penetrated, or let alone hit him, but hey, I'll take it. Something seems to be shooting at me from the left hand side as well. So we'll straighten up the tank, get in cover behind what's left of this building. And keep an eye out to see if we can see where the shots are coming from. Oh, careful. Get off of there. There we go. Bomb detonated right next to me apparently and set my engine on fire, but not a problem. And now an AA is shooting at me. Looks like an M19. I think that's what it is anyway. We'll find out in a minute. Stupidly, he drives right in front of my gun. Not a problem. We'll take advantage of his stupidity, hose him down with a machine gun, and take the kill. Repair's almost done, got 5 seconds left. Although I think that's just for the engine, I'm going to have to repair my track afterward. No, it was for the track, so now we've got to repair the engine. Great. But, because the cap circle is capped, and we got a decent crew level, it's only going to take 7 seconds. Which is good news. I know these clips aren't particularly interesting, but I always try to pick clips that demonstrate how good the tank is at taking damage and dealing damage as well. I mean, I'm not invulnerable. I'm not one of those people that just post clips of me getting ridiculous kill streaks and claiming that I'm good when I just got lucky. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you maybe swayed to buy this tank even though it's now off sale. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, maybe drop me a like or a dislike as well if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next War Thunder video. Cheers.